another question that I will be answering, sorry. Should a beauty therapist or a dermal therapist apply sunscreen after a facial or laser treatment? All right, so they're the two discussion points we'll be having today. And before I go into them, I'd like to introduce myself again. My name is Sharon. I am a dermal therapist. I have been practicing for over 10 years. I have a diploma in beauty therapy and I'm in my final year of studying a Bachelor of Dermal Sciences. I have over 10 years experience in various 5-star wellness spas and clinics, including Indota, Elabache and the Seabourn Cruise Line. Furthermore, I have a disclosure. I do stock dermoceutic laboratories, so if I do mention that their brand or something about them, you should know that I actually sell their brand because I really like it. Also, I am planning to stock another brand called Eve Taylor, which is an aromatherapy natural organic skincare line. And recently I went to a conference and I was just, I love their brand. So look out, I will be mentioning a lot about organic products as well. So let's get into it, shall we? I'll wait a couple more minutes. All right, so SPF, really, what is it? Like, what does it mean? SPF, sun protection factor. So factor being a number, it is a number. But what does that number actually mean? Do you know what that number means? Well, to be honest, I didn't know what that number meant either. So I did some research on it. So sun protection factor it indicates how well a sunscreen protects your skin against a burn. Okay, so it usually comes in a number 10, 15, 30, 50. And it's quite interesting what those numbers mean. So the longer it takes an untanned skin to start getting red with the sunscreen applied compared to how long it goes red without it is that number, okay? So when a sunscreen goes into like trials and into like formulations and creation of that sunscreen, it goes through this test where a little patch test is where the sunscreen will be applied, like usually on the back of the knee or somewhere you can't see. And then they do a patch test without the sunscreen and they put a UV light on. And the time it takes divided by the time it takes with the sunscreen, the one with the sunscreen not on, is the number. So for example, they had this, I just researched this on the internet. They had 300 seconds with the sunscreen on a patch test. And then there was a sign of erythema, a bit of redness on the skin. So it took 300 seconds with the sunscreen on the patch test. And then the patch of the skin where there wasn't sunscreen and there was a UV light on there, it took 10 seconds, right? It took 10 seconds. So what they do, they go the 300 divided by the 10 equals 30. And that's your SPF 30, right? So that's quite interesting. I found that really interesting. And now, you know, when you look at SPF 50, for example, you know that the tests would have been taken by those two samples, one with, one without, and then they divide it by the two, and that gives you your number. All right, so I really wanted to talk about SPF to start because that is one of the main reasons why we put the sunscreen on. It protects us from UVA and UVB rays, and that's very important after a skin treatment, right? So should your beauty therapist or dermal therapist apply sunscreen after a skin treatment, right? Laser or skin, that's the topic. It's a bit of a dilemma though, because sunscreen can be quite irritating on the skin. You know, not everyone can handle sunscreen. And when you're having these skin treatments done, often, you know, you've got layers of skin, you know, exfoliated off. If you're working deeper in the skin, you're causing possibly some ablation on the skin, or, you know, it's gonna sting if you put sunscreen on, right? After like a chemical, you know, peel or something like that. So I will answer that question. Should your beauty therapist or dermal therapist apply sunscreen? And there is a lot of factors that give the overall answer, but I'll get into that. So stay on. I don't want to give away everything and then you don't listen anymore. All right. So we're going to talk more about SPF, okay? So the pros. Let's talk about the pros. It creates a shield from UVA and UVB rays. It's easy to apply and easy to find at most stores. So the difference between UVA and UVB rays, they are both ultraviolet light. UVA has longer wavelength and is linked to skin aging. I want to look at the computer. I want to kind of keep looking at you guys. There we go. So there's two types of UVA, UV, ultraviolet. There's UVA and UVB. So the difference, the UVA is longer wavelengths, which means it goes deeper into the skin cell where it can actually change your DNA, right? So UVA is not good. We don't want UVA because that's going to cause wrinkles. It's going to cause not good stuff, skin cancers, things like that. So UVA, we want to protect the skin from UVA. We definitely want that. UVB, that's your shorter wavelength, and that goes on the surface and kind of on the top layer of your skin, and that changes the color of your skin. It changes, like, it causes the burn, right? So you don't want either of those. And sunscreen can shield your skin from those two things, depending on the factor. Remember, the 50, 30, or 15 is the amount of time it will protect you for. So you have to kind of apply that factor number. So if it says 50 on there, it just kind of gives you an indication that after an hour you need to reapply again if you're in direct sunlight. The 10 factor, anything under 10, forget about it. That's what you got to reapply every 10 minutes. So the factor number indicates how long that sunscreen is going to protect your skin. The higher the number, the more protection. You know, everyone knows that probably, but yeah, I just wanted to really know what that number meant. Right. So you want to get that protection from your sunscreen. So again, that's like the reason why I would move towards, after a facial treatment or a laser treatment, I would say yes to sunscreen. But then I'll go more into that to explain why you need a specific type of sunscreen. Okay. So a bit of history, where SPF started and what it is. Well, I already know what it is, but in 1980s, Australia and later other countries started using SPF, which stands for Sun Protection Factor. It measures how much UV energy is needed to cause a sunburn on a protected skin compared to unprotected skin. That's the testing. This became the standard for testing sunscreens. In 1990s, most sunscreens on the market had SPF ratings from 15 to 30. The common ingredient for UVA protection was avobenzone, often combined with octyltriazone. For UVB protection, octylmethoxynitrate was the most common ingredient. In 2007, the International Agency for Research on Cancer published a major study linking tanning beds to melanoma and a type of skin cancer. So I remember 2007, I was around, and yeah, I remember the tanning beds were getting wiped out, and a lot of my girlfriends actually, they just could not handle that, I remember. Yeah, I remember when the tanning beds were a big thing, and thank God they're not around anymore. 2018, as more people became aware of the importance of sun protection, there was also an increased concern about the long-term impact of sunscreen ingredients on the environment. This part really, really got me. So I will be discussing that a bit later in the cons, but yeah, what happened is sunscreen became like an it started to cause the ecosystem issues. People who were visiting Hawaii were going to the coral reefs, and there was like an influx of people, and all this ingredient from the sunscreen was going into the water and turning the coral white. So now there's an actual ban on some sunscreen ingredients because of the ecosystem. So that happened as well, which is a con. So that's a con. Okay. There was a time also when my boyfriend refused to wear sunscreen because everyone on TikTok, or someone on TikTok, claimed it caused cancer. So I put on my detective hat and did some research. Here's what I found. Sunscreen has always been a key part of public health campaigns to prevent skin cancer. However, epidemiologists have questioned how effective it is for everyone. A systemic review and meta-analysis was done in 2018 to look at the link between using sunscreen and the risk of getting skin cancer. So this was like, yeah, my boyfriend was, adamant that sunscreen causes skin cancer. So I wanted to really do this research for him as well. So the meta-analysis didn't find a significant link between using sunscreen and developing a skin cancer. This included both melanoma and non-melanoma skin cancers. So that was good. I found that information, and a meta-analysis is a massive study. They literally get thousands of peer-reviewed evidence like references, studies, and they bring it all together. And it's a big research project, and they found that it had no link to getting cancer if you apply sunscreen. So that needed to be kind of addressed for him, because he's always in the sun and I'm always asking him to put sunscreen on. So it's good that I found that information. All right, so what's the time? Oh, I've only got 5 minutes left. Okay, well, let's get back to the discussion. So we know a lot about sunscreen, the pros and cons. Conclusion: should beauty therapists and dermal therapists apply sunscreen post-facial or laser treatment? Based on my systemic review, my hypothesis is that the answer is yes. However, the sunscreen used must be specifically designed for optimal skin recovery post-treatment. So that just means not your over-the-counter sunscreen. The sunscreen that can be applied for facial and laser treatments needs to be a cream that is designed for post-recovery. So it cosmeceuticals, it has to be a cosmeceutical, and it has to have healing properties, and then it's okay. Ensure that sunscreen is safe for use after a non-invasive cosmetic procedure. So, but if it is just on the surface of the skin and you're not going deep into those layers, then an over-the-counter sunscreen is okay. So after just a maintenance facial, if you're doing a home facial or something like that, you can have an over-the-counter sunscreen, that's fine. Yep. So it's very crucial that clients must stay out of direct sunlight for the rest of the day and avoid direct sunlight for at least 7 days after their facial. Additionally, no sunny holidays should be booked for at least 2 weeks after your treatment, and also 2 weeks before your treatment, to avoid post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So both non-ablative and ablative treatments require strict avoidance of sun exposure. And during the healing stage, applying a suitable SPF 50 plus designed for optimal healing is crucial. And of course, always avoid direct sunlight. If you're getting, if you're spending like this time to like have a facial treatment done, and you're investing your time, your money, and you just go in the sun straight after, without your SPF, your skin is just going to go back to how it was, and that's not what you want. Well, it depends. So that is it, really. I mean, that's the thing. That's the question answered. SunSense, the post-treatment skin sunscreen dilemma. So often when I've been in the clinic environment, there is a little bit of a should I put sunscreen on? Should I not put sunscreen on? Like it's some people do, some people don't, and based on my systemic review, I am going to go with yes. Apply the sunscreen after a skin needling treatment, after laser. I'm going to say yes, but it has to be one that's designed for optimal healing. Like it's tested, it's trialed, it's not going to sting. And then I would I don't prescribe, but I will give that recommendation for that client to use that specific cream right, throughout their acute inflammation, the healing stage. And then I would recommend using that cream ongoing, 50 plus, you know. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I don't know if anyone's really watching, but if you are, that would be good. This is part of the skin series. I'm coming on here for half an hour every Sunday and sharing with you some of my research. And I don't know, I'm not getting paid for this. I do it out of love and I enjoy doing it. So I'm going to keep doing it. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can direct message me. I'm happy to answer them. I don't know. What do you reckon? Do you reckon I did good? It's not... anyone got any questions? I think that's all I have to do now. There's no questions. I don't know. I don't think many people are on today. I hope I've answered the question. It is a dilemma. Should we apply it or should we not? I'm going to say yes. Bring them on the video. All right. Well, that's it. I'm going to record this. This is recorded and it will be placed on my Facebook for anyone who wants to revisit it. I found my research quite good with the SPF. Hope you learned something from that. You know, it's not just the number. It means that it's gone through some testing and to get that number. And that's quite good to know. All right, well, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you all on next Sunday. And next Sunday is the 16th. The following Sunday, the 23rd, there will be a prize draw that I will be pulling out of a hat. So I hope you guys have entered that draw. It's over on Instagram. I will put a post up so that you can kind of apply through the Facebook as well. It is a prize to stay at a beautiful Airbnb in Parkdale. And yeah, I'm offering that for one night. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, so that will be drawn not this on the 16th, it'll be drawn on the 23rd. And yeah, that's just a way of me to get more people coming on board this skin series journey with me. I need 100 followers before the 16th to be able to do this again. Facebook has updated its following requirements. I've just started this page. I need 100 followers to be able to go live next Sunday. So if I'm not on live, that means I didn't get my followers. I've got 75 followers at the moment, which is not too bad. I just started this page, like literally. So I'm really proud of that. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for, yeah, just coming on here and listening to me for half an hour. I'm hoping I get 100 followers by next Sunday. You'll know. If I'm not on, that's why. But yeah, Facebook has updated its requirements to go live, and you know, I got a couple in. So when I actually say goodbye on this, yeah, I might not be able to come on live until I get 100 followers. So I kind of don't want to go. But yeah, the competition is on. So I will put a link to that competition on my Facebook as well. So you can comment on there, count me in, and you'll go in the draw. And I guess, yeah, that's pretty much it. I really hope that I get 100 followers by next Sunday, and I will see you all live then. If you have any topics that you want me to talk about, I'm happy to take some, recommendations. I just come up with the topics, today. This is one topic that I really wanted to find out for myself, as a skin therapist. It's often the dilemma. Should we put sunscreen on after a skin treatment? It is often two-sided. Some people say yes, some people say no. What is it? And yeah, if you missed out on this, please watch it again. I don't know. And give me some feedback. And if you have something that you want me to talk about next week, I'm happy to talk about it, do some research and come up with the answer. So yeah, thank you. Maybe I'll leave you with some relaxing music. I don't want to say goodbye because I hope I get 100 followers by next Sunday. All right, well, I'll leave you all to it. I have to let this go. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the skin series next Sunday, the 16th of June. Bye.